with Jordan and Red, they fuck with you on this shit too, or they're kind of like.
I got Jordan going on and he's up right now.
Hey, that fool Jordan is.
I got Jordan going on.
Some money, bro.
Yeah, I know he's about his money, so I was like, look, man, we collecting random gold doubloons. Like, hey, man, I got this baseball card from 1930. Yeah, you always got the most random shit, turtles and shit. I got this albino turtle. Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck? So I was like, well, look, this is something you can get into. I was like, follow at ButWouldYa and you'll be all right. All right, boom. So we got Voyager downloaded. Cool. We went over again what it was all about, how to figure out like to be confident in like getting on a coin, right? So fundamental analysis, what real world problem does it solve? Like what does it actually do? What is it gonna help in the real world or digital world? What is it gonna actually solve, right? Then technical analysis, what do we see on the charts? Is there any type of patterns? What has happened over the last year? Like is it gonna go up? What type of trend is going on? And then the third thing, real world adoption. Are retail investors, regular people like us, like starting to learn about it? Is CNN posting about it online? Like is Bank of America accepting Bitcoin? And when things like that start to happen, that's real world adoption. Then we got the institutional investors coming in. If we got people like JP Morgan about to buy a shit ton, they're not buying $100 worth of Bitcoin. They're not buying 50 bucks worth of Ethereum. They're buying 50 billion dollars worth. So that increases the market cap. So that's a big thing, like you have to understand market caps, right? So like market cap, what is the total market cap of whatever? Like what's the total market cap of pizza, right? And like we know Domino's is a huge pizza chain. So they might own like 10% of the market cap of it, you know what I mean? Or what's the market cap of like online sales? Like we know Amazon does a shit ton of online sales. So they own like, let's say whatever, 20% of the online sales market cap. So that's a big thing. When you're looking at the cryptos, you want to figure out their market cap. And doesn't make sense. So Dogecoin has a market cap of $54 billion. That's the 5th highest market cap of all the cryptocurrencies. And now one person in this room can tell me what Dogecoin does. So that's like wild. That's like extremely wild. So, I mean, it has an army behind it. We were talking about armies, right? If something has an army behind it, you can rock with it if you want to just catch the wave. But be very careful because like you could be a frontline soldier of that army. Meaning you the first one out there that's about to lose all your shit. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, like you in the infantry, man. You're in the fucking infantry. First unit, we're getting deployed to the front lines. Like, you might not want to be the one to storm the Capitol. You want to sit back where the generals are, where Mark Cuban and Elon are sitting back. They're the generals. They know what's going to happen. They have the money to say attack. You know what I mean? You're in the infantry. You're just out there shooting, hoping you don't die. So we're trying to like get the education to get closer to the generals, to be not on the front lines, closer to the people that we know are going to be safe in whatever crypto it is. So again, the fastest way to do that, I'm going to keep saying these because like you need to remember these. The fastest way to do that and not be a frontline soldier is to know the fundamental analysis. What are the fundamentals? Yeah, what are the fundamentals? What does it solve? The technical analysis, looking at the chart, what are the patterns, what is the past history of it, you know, what has it done over the past 5 years, year, however long it's been around. The real world adoption is CNN talking about it. Is Venmo all of a sudden taking PayPal, or is Venmo all of a sudden taking crypto? PayPal all of a sudden taking crypto? You know, we're getting headlines like that. Is JP Morgan about to start buying some? And then the institutional investors come in, like I just said, big banks come in, they start putting in billions of dollars into it, which makes the market cap go up a lot quicker. The more the market cap goes up, the more the price of the coin goes up. So when you're buying the cryptos, you don't want to necessarily buy something just because it's a low price. Like just because it's, like, let me give you an example. Just because Bitcoin is 55K, you're like, fuck, I don't got 55K, I'm not trying to buy that. It doesn't matter, you can buy 0.00001 of Bitcoin, which would be like 50 bucks worth or something, you know what I mean? It makes more sense to buy 50 bucks worth of Bitcoin than it would be to, let's say, buy something super random that you have no idea about. Not Dogecoin, for example, because that one's gonna go because there's an army, but something that like no one knows about. And you're just like, oh, well, this coin's only like 1 cent, and I can buy 1,000 of these 1 cent coins, or I can buy, you know, this 1,000 will only get me 0.001 of Bitcoin. It feels like you have less, but you don't, because if that coin that's cheap goes down and Bitcoin goes up, it doesn't matter, it's just math. Your money is staying the same, or your money's gonna go down because that price went down, or your money's gonna go up because that price went up. It doesn't matter if you own a whole thing. It helps, obviously, like that's nice, like yeah, let me own a whole Bitcoin, but it doesn't quite matter as much. It matters about the market cap. So the price doesn't matter, the market cap matters. And the market cap dictates the price. So if the market cap goes up, the price is going to go up. The market cap goes down, the price is going to go down. The market cap goes up a lot when what happens? What one of the 4 things that I was just talking about happens? What's going to make the market cap go up?
What do you say? The
Real world adoption, exactly. If all of a sudden everyone's in a room trying to learn about crypto, that's real world adoption. That's people trying to do it. And if we're learning about Bitcoin and Ethereum mostly compared to some random coin, or they call them shit coins, if you're learning about a real coin like Bitcoin or Ethereum and finding out the real world adoption, that's the real world adoption. You're gonna want to invest in it. So if we're all investing in it, and then institutional investors have a shit ton of money, they can't just put in a little bit. We can all put in $100 right now, but there's a thing you have to understand called liquidity. Liquidity is a big issue when it comes to getting out of a project, right? So if everyone's putting money in, someone in the game of investing, there has to be winners and losers. For you to make money, someone else is losing money, and that's every time, for every cent, down to every tick of every cent. So if we're all putting money in and it's going up and up and up and up and up, it's easy for someone to sell because we're putting the money in, so we're trying to buy something, so it's easy for me to sell something. Now what happens when Dogecoin, everyone, all the institutional investors are selling? Okay, the price is going down, and now you try to sell. Well, you can't sell because no one's buying. So if all these companies are selling and the price is going down and down and down, you're like, fuck, let me sell, and you try to sell, but you can't because no one's buying, then the price is gonna keep going down, you can't sell it, you're just holding it. And that's what it's called, you just got caught holding. You got caught holding the bag. You got fucked, you got on the first line and you got shot. And the generals kind of set you up. The generals knew we could storm this castle and make it inside and get rich, but only if we let you believe that you were gonna get rich too. But really you were just gonna die and you were gonna be the sacrifices to get us inside the castle. Now we got rich, we all retreat, me and my generals retreat, and we left 3 infantry teams on the front lines to die. But I mean, we're the generals and we're a huge army and we're institutional investors. We got billions of dollars. So like you guys don't notice that. The real world people don't notice that. And they're just like, damn, I lost money and that's it. They don't think about why they lost money or how they lost money or like what caused it to lose money. But that's the case. So like you can think of it as like that's what caused you. You had billionaires put up their money to raise the price. You bought some because you were like, the price is gonna keep going up. It dips a little bit and you buy more because you think the price is still gonna keep going up because you're like, no, I'm buying the dip. Then the institutional investors get out and then the whole thing crashes. So not only are you on the line for your original investment, you're on the line for what you invested when the dip, and now you're fucked. One of the frontline infantry is just getting murdered. So it's really important to understand liquidity and how that happens. So again, it's just the fundamental analysis. If you know it's a good token though, and you know Ethereum is a good coin, you know Bitcoin is gonna be around, you don't have to worry about that. That alleviates that already. So now you're already not stressing about that. You're like, cool, fuck it. Like I know that shit's gonna be good. So that's how you determine kind of what's a good coin and what's a bad coin, which is the basics, you know what I mean? That's how you determine what's a good coin. Again, it's the fundamental analysis, what real world problem does it solve, the technical analysis, what do the charts and patterns look like, the real world adoption, the institutional investors, and then comes the retail investors. Is it in headlines? Is it being talked about a lot? That's how you determine what's a good coin, what's a bad coin. The price matters on market cap. If you know the market cap is going to go up, the price is going to go up. The market cap goes down, the price is going to go down. It doesn't matter if it's a low coin. You don't want to buy a coin because it's 2 cents. You want to buy the coins that actually have the value. The FA, the fundamental analysis, the real world problem it solves. Those are the coins you want to buy. Any coin you buy with a good FA and you don't sell for a minimum a year, you're going to make 10 times. You're going to double your money at minimum. Any coin you buy that has good FA and you hold it a year. Again, we talked about it working in 3 years off and 1 year on. So obviously, would you say we're in an off cycle or on cycle right now? On for sure. We got fucking CNN talking about Bitcoin and shit. We got banks like, you know what I mean? We're sitting in a room talking about crypto. We're definitely in an on cycle right now. But it will go back to a bear market and you gotta be prepared for that. And the way you get prepared for that is you take profit. So you don't just let your money sit in there and say, oh, it's going up and up, and on your smartphone rich. On your smartphone, yo, I got mad bread, you know what I mean? Like my Doge is up crazy. But like you can't spend any of that, and that's where people get discouraged. You're like, well, fuck, I got all this money on my phone, but like, you know, you can't really use it. That's where you get the haters come in. Yeah, whatever, you fucking internet money, blah, 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 blah. So how do you get around that? It's called taking profits. So you understand that when you look at your technical analysis, so we know the fundamentals make it a good coin. We're only buying good coins. So now we don't have to talk about that anymore. FA, fundamental analysis, what's the real world problem it solves? Those are the coins we're buying. So once you know that, we don't have to talk about it anymore. Cool. So now we're not worried about that. So now, since we're only buying good coins, we're looking at technical analysis. And this gives us an idea of what's going to happen in the future of the coin. What has it done in the past? All this shit is math and patterns. So patterns repeat themselves, just like history repeats itself. It's like the same exact thing. Remember Fibonacci. You're going to look up Fibonacci later. Just Google Fibonacci sometime when you get home, and you're going to be like, damn, this shit's crazy. It blew my fucking mind. It's wild. So everything is math. Everything works in historical patterns. The chart technical analysis is what's going to let you know that your coin is about to take off. Now you actually have to do the homework and figure out why it's going to with the bars and shit, but just know that technical analysis is what's going to let you know that. Alright, so now we can do, I'll show you guys some charts and what's about to happen with them. Like coins that are about to pop off and like the reasoning why.
Oh, yeah.